Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something that, well, affects pretty much everyone. Snacking.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not just talking about grabbing any old thing. We're really on a mission here to find snacks that are genuinely satisfying, healthy, and can actually help with weight management, and just general well-being.
It's such a common struggle, isn't it? Finding that sweet spot between enjoyable and supportive of your health goals. It's
Yep,
tough.
exactly. It feels like you're often choosing one or the other.
Mm.
So in this deep dive, we've got 10 specific food ideas. These are low-fat, low-calorie options.
And importantly, they're backed by some solid nutritional understanding and research. We're going to look at why they work.
Right. Why do they leave you feeling full and satisfied? So think of this as your guide to smarter snacking.
Yeah, let's break down the science behind them a bit. The nutritional side, the biological reasons these snacks are effective.
Okay, perfect. Let's jump in. First up,
Mm.
the boiled egg, but specifically focusing on the egg white.
Yes, that's the key here. The egg white is almost pure protein, very, very little fat. Okay.
So if you want satisfaction without loading up on fat or too many calories, it's a really solid choice.
And it's that protein content that's doing the heavy lifting for satiety, right?
Yeah,
Why is protein so good in a snack?
it really is. See, protein takes significantly longer for your body to digest compared to carbs or fats.
Oh, okay.
Because of that slower process, you feel full for longer, but there's more to it.
Oh,
As your body digests protein, it actually stimulates the release of certain gut hormones. GLP-1 and PYY, they're called.
hormones.
Yeah, think of them like signals to your brain saying, okay, fuel received, we're good.
Yeah.
It helps turn off hunger cues. It's not just about having food in your stomach.
Ah, interesting. So it's physical and chemical signaling.
Precisely. There's good research on this, showing how protein impacts these fullness hormones.
Fascinating. Okay, snack number 2 takes us to the dairy aisle. Unsweetened yogurt. Low fat or Greek style? Correct. Unsweetened yogurt, and Greek yogurt especially, is another protein powerhouse. Still low in fat, but high in protein, plus you get a nice calcium boost.
Right, calcium's important. So, okay, we're getting that sustained fullness from the protein. Anything else special about yogurt?
Well, yes. Beyond the casein protein, which definitely contributes to feeling full longer, many yogurts contain probiotics.
It's a good bacteria.
Exactly. Those live cultures can help support a healthy gut microbiome, which we're learning is linked to all sorts of things, including weight management.
Wow, so it's like a double benefit satiety and gut health.
Potentially, yes. Research has suggested a connection between a healthy gut balance and managing weight.
Very cool. Okay, number 3 is maybe less familiar to some. Unsweetened agar jelly. How does that work? Sounds interesting.
Agar jelly is quite unique. Its main claim to fame is being almost 0 calories, like practically nothing.
0 calories.
Almost. And it's incredibly high in dietary fiber.
Okay, so no energy, but it fills you up.
Yeah.
Magic.
Not quite magic, but it's clever. Agar is a type of soluble fiber. When you eat it, it absorbs water in your stomach. A lot of water.
Yeah.
And it expands. It physically takes up space, creating a feeling of fullness.
So it tricks your stomach, basically.
In a way, yes, a physical trick. Plus, that soluble fiber can also help regulate your blood sugar levels after eating, preventing those sharp spikes and crashes that make you hungry again quickly.
Right, avoiding the sugar crash. Makes sense. Okay, next up, something very familiar. Fruit, like an apple or a pear. Just one serving.
Yes, nature's candy. Apples and pears give you that natural sweetness, which can be really satisfying, but they also bring water content and, importantly, fiber.
Keep coming back to fiber. Is the fiber in apples and pears special somehow?
Well, they contain pectin, which is a specific type of soluble fiber. It's great for gut health, and like we just discussed, it helps slow down sugar absorption. So no crazy blood sugar spikes.
Okay.
And, large studies have shown that eating fruit regularly isn't linked to weight gain. It might even be protective against it.
That's definitely good news. All right, moving on to something completely different in texture. Dried squid. The kind with low additive.
Dried squid, yeah. An interesting one. It scores points for being high in protein and low in fat.
Okay, good start.
But a really big factor here is the chewing. It takes effort to eat dried squid.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
So it just keeps you busy.
It's more than that. The actual act of prolonged chewing, really working your jaw, sends signals to your brain's satiety center.
No way.
Yes. It tells your brain you're eating something substantial and helps you feel satisfied sooner. There's even research suggesting it activates certain systems in the brain linked to appetite control. Plus, you burn a few extra calories just chewing.
Chewing for fullness? Who knew? Okay, number 6. Edamame. Lightly salted is okay, even frozen.
Absolutely. Edamame are fantastic little green soybeans. They're packed with plant-based protein and dietary fiber. A great combo.
Protein and fiber, again, our winning team. Anything else that makes edamame stand out?
Yeah, a couple of things. They have a low glycemic index, or GI, meaning they don't cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar. More stable energy, less chance of a crash, and rebound hunger.
Gotcha.
And also, the simple act of popping them out of the pods, that can actually slow down your eating pace, gives your body more time to register fullness.
Oh, like a built-in speed bump.
Sort of. And some studies suggest soy protein might even have benefits for how your body handles fats, your lipid metabolism.
Interesting. Okay, next, a pairing. Cucumber sticks with either miso or a yogurt dip.
This is a really smart combo. Cucumber itself is super low calorie, mostly water, but it's got that satisfying crunch.
Love that crunch.
Then you pair it with a small amount of something flavorful and potentially beneficial like miso or yogurt.
So why miso or yogurt specifically? Just for taste?
Taste is a big part, makes it enjoyable. But miso is fermented, and yogurt, as we said, often has probiotics. So you're potentially giving your gut health a little boost.
Ah, fermented foods again.
Right. You get fiber from the cucumber, maybe some gut-friendly microbes from the dip. Plus, it's a great way to have a crunchy, low-cal appetizer snack to tide you over.
Clever. Okay, now for something that feels maybe a bit more treat-like, homemade, sugar-free oatmeal cookies.
Yes. Now, the keywords here are sugar-free and homemade. You control the ingredients.
Right.
These can definitely satisfy a craving for something baked and a bit sweet, but the star ingredient is the oatmeal.
And oatmeal is good because...
Well, it's low GI, like edamame, and it's loaded with dietary fiber, especially a type called beta-glucan.
Beta-glucan.
Yeah, it's a soluble fiber known for helping with blood sugar control and promoting fullness. Even a small cookie can feel quite satisfying. And you can add natural sweetness with things like mashed banana or nuts, skipping the refined sugar.
Nice, a healthier bake. Okay, second to last. Steamed sweet potato with the skin on.
Ah, the sweet potato. A fantastic root vegetable. Naturally sweet, yes, but also really rich in fiber and vitamin C. And keeping the skin on boosts that fiber content even more.
We know fiber is key. What else makes it a good choice?
Even with its natural sweetness, it's low in fat and provides really good sustained satiety. It raises blood sugar gradually, not sharply.
Okay.
And sweet potatoes also contain something called resistant starch.
Resistant starch.
Yeah, it's a type of starch that resists digestion in the small intestine and acts a bit like fiber. Research suggests it also contributes to feeling fuller for longer.
So multiple things working together there. Cool. All right, our final snack. Non-fried popcorn. No salt, no butter.
Exactly. Plain air-popped popcorn. It often gets lumped in with unhealthy snacks, but on its own, it's brilliant.
Why is that?
Volume. You get a huge bowl for relatively few calories because mostly air. Plus, it's a whole grain.
So the sheer amount helps you feel like you've eaten a lot.
That's a big part of it, yeah. It fills up the bowl and takes time to eat. You're chewing for longer than you would with, say, chips. That visual cue and the time spent eating contribute to satiety.
Makes sense.
And studies have actually compared it to things like potato chips and found popcorn is better at reducing hunger and keeping you feeling satisfied afterwards.
Wow. Okay. So it's about the volume and the whole grain aspect. This has been incredibly insightful, really breaking down why these snacks work.
Absolutely.
So I guess the main takeaway is that you can find snacks that are low-fat, low-calorie, genuinely satisfying, and delicious. There are options out there.
Definitely. And the science supports why these choices work well. They leverage protein, fiber, volume, even the act of chewing.
And we hope that exploring these 10 gives you a really good starting point for building some healthier snacking habits.
For sure. It's about finding what works for you, what you enjoy, but understanding the principles behind satiety can really help guide those choices.
Yeah, absolutely. And thinking about everything we've touched on, satiety hormones, gut health, how fiber works, even chewing it really makes you wonder, considering the impact of all these biological mechanisms, what other ways could understanding them empower us to make more informed food choices, maybe even beyond just snacking?